This is Jeremy Freeman from Freeman Formula, and it's my mission to help you become more extraordinary. And this week we've been building that magic wand theory, that magic wand idea in your mind of you at extraordinary, that empowering image of you. And when I talk about this, I've been helping people for years achieve goals. I've worked with thousands and thousands of people to help them achieve extraordinary results and condense their goal to go from where they are to where they want to be in a very quick period of time. And condensing it by combining in their strong passion, in their desire, their purpose, emotion, and again, really focusing on it consistently to drive a different type of behavior. And that's what we do with our clients that we work with. And again, I've worked with thousands of different people, and one of the things that happens a lot of times is a lot of people will come into me because they have major weight loss. And we've had people that have come in that have lost 200, 300, 400 pounds even with me. And so, their mindset is in a whole different place. And so when you think about, when I talk to a person like that and say, let's build this idea, this image of you at extraordinary, if it's you with abs or looking a certain way, to them that's unrealistic, and they literally dismiss it. Okay, they're like, no, I can't do that, and they refuse to focus on it. And they're also afraid to even set another goal because they've set so many goals before and they have not had the success that they were looking for. So they really sometimes will dismiss this part of it and they'll just go through the motions. And I'm asking you to really take time to implement this part of it, because without purpose, without that strong purpose, okay, without implementing this one part of it, okay, every other part of the template, okay, that I've laid out here for you, from purpose-driven behavior, you can't have it without purpose, okay, commitment, responsibility, relentless action, indomitable spirit, okay, having consistent, maintaining momentum, and again, having that empowerment and transformation. It will not happen if we do not start, okay, with true, strong purpose. We want to condense it and make it happen faster. Okay, so we want to have this, but I get it. Okay, I have so many people that come into me and say, I can't see this. Okay, it's hard for me to even, think about this or building this. It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, and I get it. Okay, I get it because we're conditioned from a time we're babies. I mean, the first word, I have 3 daughters. Okay, the first word that the children are taught or that they know is the word no. Because again, I have 18-month-old twin baby girls, and they get into everything. So it's hard not to tell them, no, don't touch that. Don't do that. No. So I mean, again, anybody out there that has kids, you can relate to that. It's tough to not say no to your children, but that's the first word that we understand that we know is the word no. So, and this goes on throughout, our childhood, and we're told what we can't do, what we shouldn't do, what we're not supposed to do, what we're not capable of even, and everybody's really willing to tell us that what we're not capable of. I know a lot of people were willing to tell me that, okay, when I was coming up and had my dreams and passions. People wanted to stifle them in a hurry. So again, we're told that word no, and again, it's not just it's not the parents. Our parents are trying to do any damage to their children, but that's just the way it goes. Again, if you have children, you know that it's really tough not to tell your child no, because of course you're trying to protect them, but also again, they know after a while what they're not supposed to do, and of course what they shouldn't do, and probably what they're not capable of, because they start to believing it because they're told it over and over again. Okay, not just by the parents, but by, of course, your teachers and coaches and everybody in between. So we have about 60,000 thoughts a day, is what I'm told. I'm not sure who actually comes up with that number, but it's pretty incredible. 60,000 thoughts a day, and over 90% of those thoughts are negative, usually negative thoughts, and we have the same thoughts as yesterday. So I mean, think about that for a second. 60,000 thoughts, most of those negative, and again, they're almost the same thoughts. So a lot of the same thoughts as yesterday. Okay, think about that. What that does in your body. Yesterday I talked about controlling your thoughts, because the things you think and how you think control every single cell in your body. Every single cell in your body. Okay, so if that's the case, then we have to control our thoughts. Okay, we have to change them to positive, empowering, thoughts. We have to use empowering words that come out of our mouths. Okay, that equates to 22 million thoughts in a year. Think about what type of impact that can have on your life. Okay, if you have empowering thoughts and ideas of yourself. Okay, and you use powerful words, where you're going to be in a very short period of time from just doing those things. Okay, so again, I get the fact that some people have a hard time seeing this magic wand idea, this image in your mind, okay, of you at extraordinary. But again, it's required, okay, we want to go back and get rid of all the limiting beliefs, because that's really what happens is we have these limiting beliefs of what we can and can't achieve. Okay, we've told ourselves over time that we can't do these things. And we believe it. We believe it with all of our heart. It becomes part of our belief system. So, it being part of that belief system, we know unequivocally that this is just the way it is. Okay, so I just want to give you an example. If you think about an elephant, okay, you guys may have been to a circus before where you've seen an elephant that's tied up with a rope or a chain around its leg that's attached to a little pole, okay, a little pole in the ground. And, when you see that, that's what's holding that elephant there. And, an elephant's the largest land mammal. Okay, it's strong, it's powerful. And, but that elephant, you think, well, geez, if it wanted to get away, it could easily get away. But the elephant does not try to get away. And the reason being is because when that elephant was a baby, okay, that pole was reinforced a little stronger into the ground. And it's tied up, and the elephant, of course, tries to get away. It pulls and yanks and tries to get away and tests its boundaries and tries over and over again. And after a while, that elephant starts to realize that I can't go anywhere. I'm not moving anywhere. Okay, that this is where I am and this is where I'm supposed to be. And so it becomes conditioned, and it starts to understand that I can't move past the length of this rope. Okay, and so as that elephant grows and becomes an adult and becomes huge, large, it still never tries. Okay, because it believes very strongly, it believes that it cannot move past it. And it knows it too. Okay, elephants are a very smart animal, so it knows it. So that belief, okay, in their mind becomes very real to them, okay, and that becomes their limiting belief that holds them back, or maybe your excuse. Okay, a lot of people hate the word excuse, but that's what it is. It becomes an excuse for why you can't make progress, you can't move forward. So, everybody knows that if that elephant really tried, okay, there's no question it could get away, but it doesn't, and it never tries, and it won't try. And so a lot of you out there, you might be in that same situation. You may have set a goal over and over again, and you may not have achieved it, okay? So let's just take a different approach. Let's take a different approach. Okay, let's not set the small little goal right now. Our small goals are going to be day to day. Okay, our small goals are going to be controlling the things we think and how we think and the things we say consistently all day long. That's the small goal, making today count. Okay, but we need to have that big driving factor, that big, strong, magic wand idea of you at extraordinary that drives a different type of results, okay? So again, it might be hard to see because you're saying, I can't be this, okay, for all these reasons, for all these different reasons, okay? But we got to move past that. We got to get rid of, all those limiting beliefs. So, the way I think about it is like this, okay? All of us, we're in an age of technology. Okay, you can get on your phone, your computer, your iPad, and you can access any type of information at any given time. Okay, and our computers get outdated very quickly. So what do? Okay, we're consistently buying new computers. Okay. Or new phones, updating them, because what happens is they start to slow down. Okay, they end up getting a virus. Okay, that you want them the latest, greatest thing. So what happens is we consistently buy these new computers, and in your mind and the way you think and how you think, your mind is very much like a computer. Okay, it has all this data that's been put into it consistently, and of course the only thing that can come out of that computer is what you put into it. Okay, so the problem is that everybody else from the time you're a child, from the time you're a baby, has been programming your computer. Everybody else is programming it. Okay, and what has to happen is you need to learn to program your own computer. So what I'm asking you to do here is I want you to just throw out your old computer. Throw out that old computer. Get rid of it. Okay, get rid of it. Okay, we're starting over. Okay, it doesn't matter who you were, okay, who you've been or what you've done. None of those things matter. They don't matter. Okay, it only matters who you're going to be in this next moment, okay, and who you're going to be every single moment after that, okay, and you have to have an idea and template of where you're headed, okay, so you know the direction of where you're going. This is important because it's going to drive performance, okay, it's going to drive a different type of behavior, okay, so again, throw out that old computer. We don't want it anymore, okay, it's got a virus, okay, it's got too many negative beliefs in it, okay? It's got too many limiting beliefs, and they don't serve you. They don't serve you. So let's get rid of them. Let's start over, get a brand spanking new computer, and let's start programming it ourselves, okay? And we want the high efficiency computer, okay? The one that moves fast, okay? So again, we're going to use powerful, strong words every day. I am extraordinary, okay? I am enthusiastic. I am energy. Okay. I am powerful. I am unstoppable. I am limitless. Okay. That is exactly who you are. Okay. You are extraordinary. So again, we're going to throw out that old computer. Okay. We're going to get rid of the limiting beliefs. We're going to build that empowering image. Okay. Of you like you've never been before, but this is who you are. I want you to focus on it until you know it. Okay. You know it unequivocally in your heart. Okay. Deep down inside of you, this is who I am. Okay. And nobody can tell you any different. Nobody can tell you any different. And nobody else is going to program your computer. Nobody else can program your computer. You have got to, okay, monitor your mind and how you think, and don't let anybody else dictate what goes in, okay? You are the programmer of your life, okay? You are the one that is going to put in the data from now on so the data that you put in comes out, okay? You're not going to have those negative thoughts, okay? 60,000 thoughts a day. Let's make those 60,000 thoughts all positive thoughts that drive us forward to make extraordinary change every single day, so that when people see you, they're like, wow, you're incredibly different. What happened to you? Okay? Take control of your life. Let's take control of our lives. Let's move forward with passion every single day, focusing on that magic wand, okay, and realizing that everything counts. It all counts. What you think, what you say, and what you do, it all counts. Remember, the things you think and how you think, it dictates what every single cell in your body. You have control over that. Let's control it, reprogram, throw out the old computer, okay, and let's make progress today. I'll see you tomorrow.